Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money, with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 1161 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today I'm going to give you a Claude warning. Ooh, scary. All right, stick around for that. Hope you didn't miss episode 1160. That was how to declutter your iPhone. That was part of a three-part series, number 1150, 1155, and 1160, on taking care of all your pictures so you don't take 20 minutes to find one picture you want. All right, pick up a copy of our automation ebook. Version 4.0 is finally out. Go to screwthecommute.com, automate free to grab your free copy. It's 265 pages, but you don't have to read it all because just about each chapter has a practical section, which you can just jump right to. That's version 4.0. And check out my mentor program, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and my school, imtcva.org, certified to operate by Chev. Okie dokie. Yes, Claude, you got to worry about it a little bit now. I'm going to tell you ways around it and what to do and what's happening. Well, Claude is known as a really great writing machine. You know, this book I just told you about, Automate Free, was in part generated by Claude and then totally rewritten by me. But Claude is all over this thing, along with ChatGPT and graphics. So yeah, I had enormous assistance with Claude to write this thing, and that's okay with me. I'm admitting it, and you can see it couldn't have possibly made up stories of me than stuff that I lived, so I customized it. But here's the thing. Claude is now adding invisible, machine-readable watermarks to text generated by its newer models. And those are models generated after August 2nd, I believe is what they said. And they're pushing it towards their old models. And it's happening on anybody that uses the Claude engine. So Google and Amazon, I think, use certain parts of it. So what's happening is you're getting this invisible, machine-readable stuff stuffed into your documents. Okay. Now, here's what Anthropic, the makers of Claude, says about this, and I'll comment on some of these. So it says, okay, the reader can't see this. All right, that's nice. So your document's clean. Copying and pasting probably will not remove the watermark. They claim there's no identifying info and that these watermarks can't be traced to you. Well, to us, this seems like just a stupid benefit because it's our document with our name on it. Or maybe in some giant company where 100 people work on a document, maybe that would apply. But for us, that's just stupid. It's our name on the document, so whatever's in it is traced to us. So that's a pretty stupid claim there. Now, these watermarks suggest that Claude was involved, but they don't tell if Claude wrote the whole thing. But here's the thing. If you're worried about this and your reputation, just having it come up at all in some detector or reader that's searching for these things hurts your reputation. So you're better off, this is my kind of fix for this, is you're better off admitting it right up front that the partial help with this document was through Claude. Now, they say that heavy rewriting or a complete rewrite can eliminate this. Another one, this is a perfect example for my upcoming show, Highly Educated Idiots. All right. So if you were going to completely rewrite the thing, or do a heavy rewriting of it, why did you bother using it in the first place? All right. So it's just stupid. These people have more money and than brains and no common sense at all. Although they're just trying to CYA in this, and because people are really upset about this. Example of this would be, let's say you had 50 different ways you could actually say a particular thing. Well, someone, if you happen to have Claude say one of the ways, well, someone with a decoder could recognize that text string and claim that Claude was involved in this. And like I said, one claim could hurt your reputation. So this is something to really pay attention to. And here's the thing, even if you just had it proofread the thing for you, it's possible this code will be generated. Now, they claim if it just, put a couple commas and periods or something like that wasn't enough that Claude would recognize text strings and go ahead and put its watermark in. But how do you know? You can't be sure because there's no Anthropic controls the detector for this, which is one of the concerns about this. And so one of the things they were hit up about is, why did you do this? Why? And one of their main arguments was European Union privacy concerns. So they're apparently strict over there on this stuff. So that's what they claim. But also, there was that guy on the radio last week that said that 32 of 35 students fell for his trick to see if they were putting the word Madagascar in their assignment for no apparent reason. All right, so you can look that up. So they're claiming it helps find college cheaters. They also say it helps detect and so that you can eliminate total generated slop. The current term is Fed slop for the narratives that they're trying to put out, but just in general, information slop. So they're claiming that there's legitimate reasons, but on the other side of the coin, there's concerns that people could be falsely accused of plagiarism or, not doing their assignments. There's privacy concerns. I mean, they claim, we don't have any identifying information that could lead to you, but, anytime something is tagged on your stuff, who knows what could be done with it. Schools are worried about this in that someone could be called a cheater falsely. These are false accusations where they couldn't graduate or something, because of something, one of these watermarks, and the kid in school could have just had it proofread it for him. And then some detector shows up and says he cheated or she cheated. And then when all the other detectors for AI generated stuff don't necessarily work on this. And so one of the concerns is only one company can control the detector for this. Wonder what kind of can of worms that could open when one company has the monopoly to say whether you're going to get recognized or not for doing AI slop. So here's the thing. The super hackers will be able to defeat it. And only good people that are just regular authors and content creators won't know how to do it. And so the scammers will get away with murder on massive slop, probably with affiliate links and spamming and everything else. And good people will get detected and squashed. So that's another one of concern. So my advice, not so humble. I mean, I guess this is pretty humble advice because I don't consider myself some super hacker expert, but is customize whatever you write with stories that couldn't have been made up by AI with your specific things. Don't get a story out of some story speaker book and use it. All the stories I tell are things that actually happened to me or somebody that I personally know that I know it happened. And so that's good. And then I admit it. Just say, hey, assistance in proofreading with this document were provided by Claude or ChatGPT or whatever you use. So that way you're not looking like you are hiding the fact that you use those tools. All right. So anyway, this is all kind of brand new stuff. Like I said, they just, they're going to start August 2nd was when it started rolling out on the new versions of Claude. So that was just a couple of weeks ago. All right, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Check out my mentor program, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and my school, imtcva.org, certified to operate by Chev. What is Chev? Chev is the State Council on Higher Education in Virginia, which means I'm highly scrutinized compared to all these other, rugrat, wet behind ears people that are doing this for 2 minutes and telling you how to get rich. So I got rich doing this stuff. And still doing it because I love it. I could have quit years ago. So check out my school at imtcva.org. It'll probably save you a couple $100,000 in wasting it on a 4-year indoctrination camp. And you'll get an actual marketable skill that's in high demand. And a lot of the big companies, Google and IBM and I think NVIDIA and all of Intel, don't require college degrees anymore. They're getting these people out of school. One of my assistants, little boy who was, I know when he was born, and they're still, he just was here and he's in his second year of college, and he's taken, he's forced into taking so much crap, like witchcraft history in the Middle Ages or something, and he's trying to be a civil engineer. Come on. All right. I know, it's good to have a rounded education, but you can't make a living on witchcraft history in the Middle Ages. I tell you that, unless you're really good at serving coffee at Starbucks. So anyway, check out my school, imtcva.org, and I will catch you on the next episode. See you later.